Good morning. Hey, sweetie. Oh my goodness gracious. Hello. Hey, you two. Why are you by yourselves? Why are you by yourselves over here? Starla and Finn, my babies. Hello, good morning. Y'all come on up. Come on up and I'll love on you. Come on. We have a problem. This is a major problem. We have our new baby alpaca and he's outside of the pasture. How in the world did that happen? We will figure this out and Jamie and I will do our best rounding and run him right back in. Park right here. All right, hold on 1 second. Let me get out. Well, it's time for Lester to go ahead and do his thoughts on our sweet and handsome little fella who I am calling Okie Dokie. No matter what the internet says, no matter what Jamie says, that can be the official name, but I love the name Okie Dokie. I'm not gonna be that way. I'll eventually conform, y'all. I will eventually conform to what everyone votes. But I really think the name is cute, Okie Dokie. Annie's like shaking her head, nope, nope. Oh, even he shook his head, no. You don't gotta copy everything Mama says. You do not have to copy all that Mama says. I hope that y'all are proud of me. I've been the most patient guy when working with Okie Dokie and working with other video creators. I was so patient that I allowed everyone to have their videos first, mostly because I was going live that morning. But let me give you the entire rundown of what happened. I'm gonna sit down over here in the shade. I'm not gonna get too close. I'm just gonna squat down right here. And if they wanna come to me, they can. If Annie will let him come over, then she'll let him know that it's okay. But listen, I'm Lester. I was there when you were born. I was the guy making the video of all those embarrassing moments. You might know, Annie, he just wants to love on me a little bit, Annie. He just wants to love on his daddy wetter. And I want to tell you what happened that particular morning, the morning he was born, and how hard it was on me to do what I had to do. But I did it for you. I did it for you. So it was Friday morning. And I always have Lex, most Thursday afternoons I have Lex. We have the hotel night. And so on my way home, I always, from Houston, from my way home from Houston, after dropping off Lex, I always swing by here. And it's on the way home. So I swing by here to check up on everything. And I just so happened to catch Annie in labor. So I let Ellie and Megan know. I says, give me a couple of minutes. Let me make me a little video. I says, but I give you my word, I will let you guys post your videos first. And that's only fair, y'all. It's only fair. You cannot make video creating a competition of whoever grabs it first. We've talked about that 100 times, and I'm huge. I mean, if it's not obvious from how we did our prom recently, that I want everyone to have their fair piece of the pie. Because if you would have saw it all on my video, it's very unlikely you would have ever gone by and visited Ellie or Megan's videos. Some of you would. Some of you guys will watch every channel, but most people will not. And so you have to do what you do for the most people. And so I says, I want to get a couple of videos. I want to grab some footage. But I says, I give you my word, I will not post my videos until you do. So all I did was posted the very first one of Annie with the little fella coming out. I made sure that everything was coming out the right way. What I mean by that is, guys, you have to make sure that a baby's not being born breached. And once you know that everything's coming out the right way, then you don't really have to sit there and watch and worry as much. So we made sure all that was happening. At that point, Ellie and Megan came out and began doing their recordings, which is great. And oh boy. And then I was able to go ahead and record a few things before I left. You don't know how hard it was to have footage on my phone and not be able to talk about it or share it. And you don't know how hard it was for me to go live knowing that there's a new baby at I'm a Survivor and not talk about it. We had bigger things to talk about on Friday's live. Our focus was obviously on Rita and a few other things we talked about. But I did not want to, and that's always really hard. I think it's like it is in politics. You know, you have this horrible thing going on with this laptop, but you know what? Aliens are a lot more important. Let's just go ahead and forget the laptop and talk about the aliens, because Americans need to know. Americans need to know. It's kind of the same thing. You sit there and you have so many things that you could talk about, but you try to focus on one or the other. And so what I did was I focused on other issues that you already knew about and allowed Ellie and Megan to get their videos. Jamie came by and grabbed her video. She even got a live. And now, finally, I can play all of my footage. I want to say that today is my Sunday, so we're 2 days in. He's 48 hours old, and he's doing wonderful. The naming is not official. Jamie pretty much shot my idea down immediately. Okie Dokie was not one of the options in her book. She's trying to allow other folks to vote. A lot of people like Ozzy. There were some who liked Oli or Ollie, but we've already had an Ollie here. That was one of our babies who passed away. So we're not going to go with Ollie. We completely, just wrote that one off right away. And so I think that we will make the official announcement tonight on our Sunday night live. Hey, sweet Tilly. I know, baby, you're a sweet girl. But for now, I'm just calling him Okie Dokie, because I love that name. Such a handsome little munchkin. Oh my goodness gracious. Looky there. Shh, be real quiet. We gotta be real quiet. Baby ears. We got baby ears. Baby ears, baby ears. Such a beautiful baby. We don't know if it's a male or female yet. That will happen with time. But absolutely gorgeous markings. Wow. Tell me if y'all have not seen a cuter baby in your entire life. All right, we got the baby all cleaned up. We helped Mom along a little bit. And it is a male. Shh, hush it up. Hush it. Y'all need to hush it up. Shut all of your little pie holes. We don't want to scare Mama. Annie needs some time to recoup after all of that ordeal. But you don't want to intervene if you don't have to. And so Annie's allowing all of us to come around and be a part of the moment, as long as we don't get too close. These geese are not helping anything, though. Isn't it crazy that 2 days after we moved them over to the sanctuary was when all the coyotes come by? How scary was that? Now, of course, it was earlier in the night, and Jamie was able to capture a lot of the sounds of that night. But man, we knew that these babies were not safe. They're small enough to fit through every fence that we have, every gate. They can go through it, they can go under it. They're just so tiny. And we knew we could not keep them in. And so my biggest fear is that those coyotes come along that riverbank, smell the smell of goats, come up the river, come up the trail, and grab one of these babies. And that just terrified me. I don't feel as worried about the babies that are inside the pasture with the big birds, Carl and Tat. But it terrified me to know that Finn and Starla can get out so easily. And who knows where they would have found them. So that's why we did what we did. Do we miss them? Absolutely. I love them so much, and it's so hard, you know, just worrying about that they get the right bottles and did they get enough nutrition and everything else. But you have to trust, and when I come over here every couple of days, you can easily see that they're fine. Yeah, they love attention. They're not ever going to get enough attention, but they're doing great. And Ellie and Megan are wonderful mommies to all of our goats. Ellie and Megan love goats more than, well, they love goats and cats. I would say Ellie and Megan, if you could sum it all up, would be cats, number one, and then you're gonna have a divide. Ellie's gonna go goats, number two, and then chickens. Megan's gonna go chickens, number two. Megan actually might go chickens one. I don't know that for a fact, but nonetheless, it is what it is. And Starla and Finn are over here, and they'll stay here until they can get much older and especially much bigger. They need to grow. I do think that with time, I know that we normally move our babies back and forth throughout the year depending on where the nutrition's at, and so there will be a summer camp, there's a winter camp. And at some point when they make their way back to Longhorn Lester's, I can't tell you exactly who all will go back, but it may be that Finn and Starla will stay with us unless they're thriving here. If they're thriving here, I'm not going to force them to conform to being a part of Longhorn Lester's. It doesn't matter to me. We'll have more babies. And I'm a Survivor is a much safer place, even though we've had some attacks from dogs. For the most part, I'm a Survivor is a whole lot safer. All right, well, there's a pretty good close-up of that little fella. I'm not going to walk up and disturb Mom. I'm not going to get her up. If he wanted loving from me, he would have walked over to me. You've seen him walk over to Jamie. He's walked over to Megan. I don't know if he's walked over to Ellie or not yet, but I got plenty of loving on day one, and now I'm just going to love him like you're going to love him from here. And he is a lot to love. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. He's still saying no. That's a cute name. Okie dokie's a cute name. There comes my boy. He doesn't wear a shirt anymore. It's almost getting cold, too cold not to have a shirt on. In case you guys don't know this, every country boy walks around with no shirt on. If you're in the country, don't tell me you haven't seen the same thing in your neighborhood. As a matter of fact, a lot of the grocery stores will say no shoes, no shirt, no service, because you don't realize it. You're out and about all day walking around with no shirt, sometimes no shoes, and they're like, hey, hello, if you don't put on your shirt or your shoes, you're not going to come in here. Oh, I'll tell y'all one funny story. L.A. I'm talking about the sign that says no shirt, no shoes, no service. Do you remember a story when you were younger of what happened one time when I was at a store and the sign said no shoes, no shirt, no service, and a guy come in there and the manager told him, hey, read the sign. No shoes, no shirt, no service, and what the guy did. Tell me you remember the story.
Not exactly.
Okay.
Not really, no.
Okay, I'm going to film it. Come over here with me, and I'll film the chickens while I talk about it.
Was I supposed to remember this?
You don't forget anything, son. You don't forget anything.
Was I even with you?
You were with me. Okay.
Are you sure?
I promise. You were with me. You were in the car.
Okay.
So I went inside of the store. It was a convenience store. I was probably in to get you chips or a drink, whatever you wanted to drink that day. I forgot what it was. But while I was in the store, I was in the checkout line. A guy came in. He was probably 18, 19 years old. And he had on no shirt. And he walks into the store. And the manager, I forgot, probably a foreigner, he goes, hey, read the sign. No shoes or no shirt, no service. The guy turns around, walks back out to his truck, right? Get this. A minute later, he comes back in with shoes, with shirt, but he took his pants off. And all he has on is his boxers.
That's funny.
And he walks. You don't remember that?
That sounds like a story you would have told me you read on the news or something.
No, son, it happened in real life. It was the era before video making, so there was obviously no video of it. But no shoes, no shirt, no service. And this punky kid walks out to the car, puts on his shoes, puts on his shirt, and takes his pants off, and he only comes in with his boxers. And guess what? The guy didn't say a word to him.
Well, it's fair enough.
Ellie, that's not...
He complied with the rules.
He complied with the rules, but I thought that was a hilarious story. Even though I laughed about it, I think that was just such a punk move of that kid. No shoes, no shirt, no service, so that's fine. Okay, fine, I'll put my shoes and my shirt on, but I'm taking my pants off.
Not to be technical.
Oh, Lord, here you go. What? Not to be technical.
You said it was before the era of videoing.
Yeah.
So you started videoing in 2007.
Yeah.
So before that, I would have been either 6 years old or younger.
Oh.
And
All you care about is that you don't remember?
people don't tend to remember stuff when they're
You're
6
right.
or younger.
You're right. You're
Actually,
right.
around 7.
I want to thank y'all for watching the video today and for allowing me to ramble on about this or that. Fun memory that had just come back to mind. I forgot about that until just today. And how crazy all the things that happened before social media, before your entire life was recorded. Because I tell you what, if I had been in the days of having a camera in my hands or a phone, I would have recorded that and got a good laugh out of it. But I don't suggest any of y'all do that. I don't suggest we all go around doing that. But thank y'all for watching. And hey, we will catch you on tomorrow's video. What are those hoodlums up to? Turn that machine off for a minute. How do y'all feel about every time you drive out your door or you drive around and you have a camera stuck in your face?
It's life now.
I usually have mine stuck in my face.
Oh, you have your own stuck in your face? Have y'all ever heard my story about no shoes, no shirt, no service?
Your story?
A story that really happened. Yay.
No,
God hears.
That used to happen to me all the time.
Okay, so I was at the convenience store one time. This happened years ago before we were videoing everything. And a guy walks in and without a shirt on. He was a young guy. He was probably 18, 19 years old. And the owner or the manager, whoever, says, hey, read the sign. You got to have a shirt to come in here. No shoes, no shirt, no service, whatever. So the guy turns around, doesn't say anything, walks to his truck, puts on his shirt, puts on his shoes, takes his pants off, and he walks in his boxers. And the guy didn't say a word to him. All the store laughed. Everyone was laughing, and no one said a word to him.
This really happened?
This really happened right down the road here. I didn't want to say what store was the store.
Don't let your troubles fester. Come watch Longhorn Lester.
Yeah, something like that.